Hey everybody, Brent here from Music 214, and today I'm going to give you 5 questions you should ask before booking a private gig. Alright, so in a previous video, I detailed 5 tips to becoming a better, more professional gigging musician. And that was kind of the idea to get you out of the bedroom and out actually playing gigs. Now, once you've gotten out and you're started playing gigs, your reputation is going to start to circulate and people are going to start reaching out to you to book you for their event. So I'm going to give you 5 questions you should ask before you book that event, before you say yes, because you can't assume that the person that's booking this event knows everything that goes into a musical performance. They may not know all the details, things that are necessary for a gig. They may not know what kind of music necessarily you play. You may have come recommended. So again, here's 5 questions to make sure that you ask to the person that's booking you before you say yes. All right, number 1, where is it? So where is this event taking place? Is it nearby? Are you going to have to travel? What type of venue is it? Is it a big conference room? Is it a small bar? Is it a wedding? Is it inside? Is it outside? All these things can affect, the way that you're going to have to perform. The size of the venue is going to dictate what you're going to need for equipment, which we're going to talk about later. But make sure you know where it is, how far away it is, and check that out. All right, number 2, is there going to be a PA system provided? Is there going to be a sound person there to do sound for you? Are they including that in their budget? Is it something that you're responsible for? Do they expect that you have to rent equipment for this gig? It's going to play into, what the cost is to have you perform. So if they say, yeah, there's a PA system at the venue, but they don't really know much about it, then you're going to want to go check that out. If you're going to have to do your own sound, that's going to play into, what are you going to charge for this event? That kind of thing. They may not even have any idea that that's a thing. They may not even understand that they need speakers or there needs to be a sound person. So you may have to school them a little bit on how that works as well. So make sure you ask, is there a PA system and is there going to be someone there to work that PA system? All right, number 3, and this is an important one, what kind of entertainment is expected at this particular event? It may not line up with who you are as a performer. So if you're someone that does kind of soft, coffee shop type acoustic singer-songwriter music, they might be looking for, high energy cover music, rock band type music. So you may have come recommended to them. You may have been somebody said, you should definitely hire this person. They're a great musician, but they may not be familiar with who you are. So make sure you check out, what are they looking for? What kind of music are you looking for? Is this a full-on entertainment, high energy type gig, or is it a background music, happy hour at a wedding type background, soft music? It's important to know that because you may not be the right fit for that particular event, or you may have to kind of cater your set list to that type of music. So number 3, make sure you ask, what is the expectation? What are they looking for ideally at this particular performance? All right, number 4, and this is also very important, what is the start and finish time of this event? Sometimes people say yes to events and then, you find out later that they're looking for 5 or 6 hours of music when you were expecting 2. So make sure it's very clear, when do you want me to start? When do you want me to finish? And that's certainly going to play into, again, what you're going to charge for this type of event and, that kind of budget. Also, along with that, make sure you ask, when do you need to be there? So if the event starts at 5, when can you come to set up? When can you go? Can you go the night before? Do you need to come right before that? So again, not just the start and stop times of the event, but make sure it's very clear when you can be there, when you can get into the venue, all these types of things. So scheduling wise, make sure you know when you're expected to play so there's no confusion, so that when that end time comes, nobody goes, hey, how come you're finishing up so early? Make sure you know when it is, start and finish. And number 5, this is a great question to ask because, again, the topic of money is going to come up and, that can be kind of sometimes a touchy subject. Some people don't like talking about money, but you need to charge for your services. So again, get ahead of it and ask, what's your budget for this event? And the reason that I would ask that first is sometimes people offer up a higher budget than you would have charged necessarily. So maybe you would charge $200 for this particular event, but when you ask what's your budget, they say we have $400. great, you're going to make more money. So again, don't let the ball go into your court where they say, hey, what do you charge for this type of thing? Now, that can come up. If that comes up, if somebody says, hey, what are you going to charge for this? Be fair. Make sure you've asked these other 4 questions. Make sure you know how long you're expected to play for. If you're going to have to rent equipment, if you're going to need a sound person for this type of event, make sure you include all of that and come up with a fair and reasonable price, and be consistent with your pricing. Don't lowball yourself. Make sure that it's a fair price, but make sure that you're asking the same price at all the different events. But again, if you can get ahead of it and just ask, hey, what's your budget for this event? Sometimes they'll surprise you. And again, if that number comes back lower, you can just say, sorry, it's going to actually cost this much for this type of thing. And maybe they'll come up and meet you, and if not, that's fine. Just make sure it's a fair price, but try to get ahead of it. Ask what the budget is for the event. All right, thanks for watching. I hope these 5 questions help clarify things for you. There's nothing worse than showing up to a gig that you were hired to do and there being some misunderstanding in terms of, what equipment was needed or what type of music was expected or any kind of thing like that. So again, make sure you get all the details, ask all the questions, get your price, everything, get it all worked out so that you can show up and just give a great performance, do the best show you possibly can, and then hopefully that person will recommend you to another gig. And as always, if you like this video, make sure to like it here on YouTube. Make sure to share it if you can, subscribe, and we're just going to keep pumping out videos, and hopefully it helps people become better musicians, better guitar players, better gigging performers, the whole deal. So appreciate it. We'll see you in the future.